What is up, YouTube? Happy New Year! I hope you guys celebrated the New Year safe and sound, surrounded by family. Today, I'm going to be showing you guys how I am setting up my digital bullet journal for the new year. This video will be pretty long, so in case you need to, you can grab a snack. You can take out your digital bullet journal and journal with me. Just a few specs before I start. I am using a second generation Apple Pencil along with the iPad Pro 12.9-inch 2020 version. I do create these bullet journals myself. I use it with the app GoodNotes, and these bullet journals are available for sale on my Etsy shop, which is always linked in the bio, and sometimes I do have them linked in the cards. The first month, January, I do have setup videos already filmed for TikTok, so if you don't follow me there, that is where the setup for January will be, but I do plan on posting the monthly setups here on YouTube as well once I get more into a rhythm and into a routine of filming again. I did come out with a variety of journals, which if you haven't seen that video yet, I will link it up here in the cards. Aesthetic rainbow journal theme, leopard style. Let's start setting up our digital bullet journal. So I am going to just write my name right here and the year that we're going to be using the journal for. Let's go into our future log. I personally like a future log because normally when you do bullet journaling, you don't have all the spreads created and available to easily fill in. So I like to have a future log for that purpose. With my journals, they are undated so that you're able to use them year after year. I also wanted to keep an aspect of bullet journaling where you do have to give time for yourself. So in the pens, I am using a ballpoint pen in 0.4 millimeters, and I'm just gonna write the dates. This is time consuming, and I just like being able to just slow down, take time for myself, and plan out the new year. The thing I like about digital bullet journaling is the feature of being able to copy and paste. So some of these months do repeat themselves, such as when the first day of the month starts on a specific day. So it's a step up from bullet journaling for sure. So as you can see, for February, the first started on a Monday. For March, it's going to be the same. So I'm just going to copy everything I wrote here and paste it here. And just fill it in for the rest of March. So now that we have all of the dates filled in, I am now going to mark off any important dates that I need to remember, such as holidays, birthdays, vacations. If you want to have the color scheme for each journal, I will be including the hex codes in the description box below for this journal. These are the hex codes right here. I have them in the highlighter version and also the pen version, so you can see the colors and what they are as a highlighter and what they are as a pen. These are the codes. They will be in the description box below, so in case you need to copy and paste it into GoodNotes, it is available to you. I will be having the rainbow journal and the leopard journal in the description box as well. So for each type of event, I just like to have a color that coordinates with it. So for birthdays, we're going to do orange this year, and I am going to use the highlighter pen. And then for holidays, I'm just going to go with this mustard yellow. And then for any trips, I'm going to use this dark green. The only trip that I know of is in May when my sister graduates with her master's. We are planning on being present for. I'm also going to highlight any important events, and our wedding anniversary is the 27th. So then after that, I go in and I just fill in what each highlighted date is. I cannot believe I'm going to be 30. I am actually really excited to turn 30. Looking forward to the next decade of years. Now we have our future log all filled out for now. As the year goes, if anything comes up, I'll be able to add it to here, or I can see if we already have something going on. Now let's go to our finance tab. Here we have a bill tracker and a utility bill tracker. Record our bills in this section, also with the amounts, and then as the bill gets paid off, I just mark it off in each month. And then here we have a utility bill tracker where you kind of track the utility bill's behavior. Where we currently live, we don't have to worry about gas or waste, so I won't be keeping track of those unless we move and have to update the information then. But I like to put the bills in the order that they will be paid in. The utility bill name, and I'll put the date and the amount. For the phone bill, it's usually on the 17th, and the amount is usually around $35. This graph section, I will put the highest bill amount to 0, and here you can kind of graph what the behavior may be. I'm going to type this one. Space between each number, it lines up perfectly, pretty perfect with each line in this graph, so I'm going to stick with this. 65 is going to be the highest. That's fine with me. And that is the setup for the bill trackers. Now we're going to our debt tracker. Here it's a lot different. There's a lot more going on, but here you're going to put the account information for each debt that you'll be paying off. I have a medical bill, and here you're going to want to put the starting amount. So for me, we have about $1,745 left to pay off. The monthly payments are $102.56. And then when I pay it off, that's when I will mark the paid off date. These boxes are a visual way for you to see how much you have paid off. So for each of these boxes, I'm going to make them $100. So this first row has 10 boxes, so this equals to 1,000. This second row would equal to 2,000, but we only need 1,750. I'm going to grab a white pen and the thickest line. I'm going to mark it off to where 1,750 is, so I'll use the black pen first. To make the line straight, you're going to want to tap on that icon. So this is 1,000. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,000, but 50. So I'm going to split this in half. Take the white pen and the thickest pen line, and I'm going to erase the rest of these lines. And I can grab the lasso tool and I can move this line in case it's too close. And do the same for these lines. Make sure this tool is on, which makes sure the line is straight, so that it makes it easier to create or erase the lines. And I'll come and erase these. So when you look at it visually, this is how much you have to pay off. As you pay it off and you mark it off, for January I paid $102.56, so I'd mark off 1 square and I can see how that journey is going. If I'm able to pay off more, obviously you can do more, so I'm gonna fill in the rest for each account. For this section, I'm just going to list out the debt. And I'm going to give each of these a color, so on the graph I can see how the behavior is for each one. And then for this graph, you're going to want amounts here. So for this graph, you're going to want to start at your highest debt you owe. For me, that's my student loan, so it'll start at $55,000 and then we'll come all the way down to 0. I don't keep it even though, and I'll show you guys how. I start at $55,000 and then I go down to $40,000. That is $15,000 in between, but then I go down by 10,000s. Here I'm going to put 15,000 because I have a loan for that amount, but now I'm going to go down by 5,000. And then when I get to 5,000, I'm going to go down by thousands because I do want to keep track when I pay off those loans that are by the thousands. Once I reach 1,000, I'm going to go down by 100. The numbers aren't necessarily equal. For me, it's just what works best. I'd rather track it this way. It's more motivating for me. This is where we're at. It's not going to accurately line up. I don't mind it because even though these numbers are between lines like this, it's not too big of a thing. So even if I'm at 300, it's not too bad because each month lines up to a line. So for January, I'm going to mark off where the amounts are starting. So for our medical bill, we're starting off at $1,745, so pretty close to $2,000. This is the setup for our debt tracker. Now we are going to move on to our savings tracker. The only thing I can think of at the moment to save towards is our trip in May, and so that's what I'm going to be putting. So on the bottom here, I'm going to put Oahu trip. And then for need, I'm just going to guess an amount. I'm just going to say I need 2,000. Probably don't need that much, but if I'm able to save that much, whatever I don't need, I can put it towards a debt. And then I want this to end before the trip on the 7th. The goal for each of these boxes, there's 20 of them, so I'm going to make them each 100. So when I'm able to put $100 aside towards this goal, I will mark off a box, and that is basically it. So that's the only one I can think of at the moment. Obviously, if anything comes up, whether it be for an iPad or a laptop, I'll probably put it here and how much needs to be saved towards it. Next, we're here to our trackers. I usually use this tracker on the left as a period tracker to track my menstrual cycle. I've also used it as a cleaning tracker. I am going to use this tracker as a period tracker. Period. Okay, and then for here, you just track your mood. I'm gonna give each of these a color. So when you're in the thickest highlighter, it fits within the circle. Happy, good, okay, make that bad, and sad. So we have our color scheme here. Now I'm going to copy this tracker on this side. I can use it as a cleaning tracker. If it's hard to draw straight lines, as you can kind of copy it. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take screenshot, we'll copy it, and then I'm gonna come over here to my miscellaneous tab, grab a blank page. I'm going to duplicate this one, then I'm going to go up to these 4 boxes right here, and I'm going to move that spread to after the trackers. This page should be right next to it. I'm going to hold my finger on the screen and press paste. I can crop it so that we can crop all of the extra stuff out, and I'm going to resize it so that it fits on the page. So there we have the spread. I'm going to title it. I'm gonna mess around with the font. I kind of want it to match what we have going on for there, and we're gonna change up the size, make it a bit bigger. I want to move this whole thing a little bit higher, and underneath I'm going to put different cleaning things such as bathroom, toothbrushes, bed sheets, and then I'm gonna give each one a color. Whatever day you last completed the task, you just mark it off in your calendar so that when you need to look back and see, when was the last time I washed our bed sheets, you can go see. And if it's been a good amount of time, then you can do it again. But it's just a good way to keep track of those type of cleaning chores that aren't necessarily needed to be done daily or weekly. After that tracker, we have a photo of the month. This one will be completed as the months are completed. So here you're going to want to choose your most favorite photo or memorable moment of that month so that at the end of the year you can kind of see how the year had been for you as a whole. I definitely like to look back at things like this. Next, we have a weight loss tracker. I personally am in the process of losing weight. Find a tracker like this necessary for me in my bullet journal. For measurements, I like to measure my waist and bicep. I will note where we're starting at, and then for each month I will update it. Down here you can put gain or lost. February could be -2 or +1. Whatever happens, we shall see. For the bottom one down here, it's pretty similar to the one I had in my previous journal. So I'm going to track by 2s. So it's going to be 202. Over here is a neat way to kind of keep track of how your weight goes. Your weight can fluctuate, and that's completely normal. It's not necessarily going to go down how you want it to, but it's not a bad thing either. So I am going to start off with my goal weight, which is 150. That is a pretty steep goal. I am not even going to lie. Do I think I'll get there this year? No, but if I'm able to reach 180, I'll be fine with that. I just want to be cautious about it. I don't want to rush to the goal, but
I guess I never feel the same. And I'm always waiting for your call, but I don't know you don't want peace and calm, so I'ma run you out many girls, but you're always ignoring them. I know that you are thinking of me.
I'm just gonna have this graph go up to 160. And so same like the debt tracker graph situation, the numbers don't completely line up. For each line here I'm gonna have a date, so I'm gonna start measuring on the 1st, which is a Friday. After that I'll do it weeklies.
You can know that you like me, yeah.
Our weight loss tracker all filled out. Next we have the workout calendar. I was keeping up with it to this week and then fell off of it. So I am actually going to start beta from the beginning. I'm just going to update these dates. We're going to start this on Monday, which is the 4th.
But you're always ignorant, yeah. But you're always ignorant, I know that you are thinking of me. You can know that you like me, yeah.
So we have our workout calendar updated. Okay, so now the next one we have is our journal. I'm very excited to start using this. I definitely want to be writing a lot more, recording any events that I want to remember. And then, like I said, we have our miscellaneous tab. So now we're going into the new month. That is what setting up our new bullet journal for 2021 looks like. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you want to purchase this journal, it is linked down below in my description box. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. I really appreciate it. If you haven't already, please subscribe because that would mean so much to me. If you want to keep up with me elsewhere, I am on Instagram and TikTok at Modern Twines. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys have a great new year and I will see you in my next one.